Every year, scores of Aussie football fans gather to watch the Australian Football League Grand Final, otherwise known as the AFL. In Bangkok, the get-together is the biggest gathering of overseas AFL fans outside the league's base in Melbourne, Australia. This year's final was watched in the ballroom of the Shangri-La Hotel, where a giant bar and a good spread of Aussie food kept the fans in good spirits. This year's final was between the Geelong Cats and the Collingwood Magpies. Among those watching the sporting action, Australia's ambassador to Thailand, James Wise. All right, well, we're back here at the AFL annual event, and Ambassador James Wise, I guess your team's not here today.
No, I'm dressed for next year's final.
Next year's, well, you're being hopeful.
Yes, they'll be here next year.
Well, when your team's not in the final, who are you actually going for today?
Well, first of all, I want it to be a good match, but like most people who don't support Collingwood, you are barracking for whatever team is playing Collingwood.
So I guess you're not supporting Collingwood.
Yeah, that's in a nutshell.
So,
but I hope it's a good match, and I'm sure so far so good.
It's great to see such a great gathering of Australians together, isn't it?
It is. It's one time of the year, and this event and the Melbourne Cup event is when you get a lot of Australians coming together. They're two special days in the Australian calendar.
We've got a lot of competition on the football scene at the moment too, with the Rugby World Cup going on as well.
That's right, yes, but we had a good result there today too.
I mean, is Australia still regarded in your eyes as very much a sporting nation?
Yeah, I think we are, and you see that across the board. You know, the recent success we've had in tennis, I think, has reminded people that how good we used to be in tennis, but also our capacity to continue to produce some good tennis stars too.
Yeah, I guess as an ambassador, one of the first questions people always ask you when you're on the road is something to do with sports, isn't it?
That's right. In Thailand, obviously the big interest is in golf as much as anything. A lot of people here play golf and know of Australia's sort of strong effort in golf as well.
Now, what about you? I believe you were an athlete too when you were a younger man, or even still?
No, long time ago. No, I used to, obviously at school, at university, I played some sport. I used to run and play football and cricket.
Yeah. So for you, I mean, what's your message here to all the Aussies gathered here today?
Well, it's just great to see so many Aussies here in Bangkok. The number of Australians in Thailand is growing all the time, and especially encouraging is the number of Australian businesses who are setting up here. And this is a great way to get together and sort of remind ourselves of what it is to be Australian and to mix with some of our colleagues. But there's a lot of non-Australians here too, which is terrific too.
Fantastic. Well, enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Even if your team's not in there.
They'll be there next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And some Aussie meat pies.
Yes, that's great, isn't it?
No Aussie event is complete without the Great Australian Meat Pie, and Phuket-based Lady Pie Susan Usher was on hand with her famous meat and pastry delicacies. Well, no AFL final is complete without one of these. It's a Lady Pie, and right here is the founder of Lady Pies, and I guess here we are again, another AFL.
We are, Rain. It's the fourth year in the AFL in Bangkok, the largest AFL gathering in Asia, and I'm so proud that they've chosen my pies again. So yes, and thank you for having me.
So you've had a fantastic success with it. I mean, everybody loves meat pies in Australia, and you've had a great success starting a business like that here in Thailand, originally in Phuket.
In Phuket, yes, and now we distribute all over Thailand, and recently we've gone into Hong Kong for the Hong Kong Sevens, and hopefully it'll expand from there as well.
And you've got one of your customers here too, don't you?
I do indeed, and he's one of my most favoured customers in Thailand. Paul from Lotus Mining.
So tell me, that's in Pitsanulok, is that right?
I actually come from the province of Phetchabun. It's very near to Pitchit. I was introduced to the Lady Pie about 3 years ago when you first brought your product to the AFL Grand Final. Since then I tried to find out where do I get these pies from, because they were fantastic pies. Since then I've been doing regular orders from Pechabun through email, through Susan. I've been ordering pies, about 20,000 baht to 30,000 baht every 3-4 months.
It's a lot of meat pies, yeah?
It is a lot of meat pies.
Well, when you say
Yeah, there they are.
At the end of the day, the Geelong Cats devoured the Collingwood Magpies in a close game that had plenty of highs and lows. All in all, a great day for Aussie football fans.